I couldn't help at one point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us we can bring about that realization. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? I think maybe I'd answer it this way. I keep, in my frustration sometimes, actually, if you count some of the things going on in smaller countries and all, there have been about 114 wars since World War II. But I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
All right, there you have it. Okay. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation, and that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. All right, and this is on the back of Congress just coming off of a UFO, Congress meeting. Now all of a sudden they are saying they've seen UFOs hovering over the U.S. Capitol, or at least they're posing that question. And I just played a video by a former president that goes by the name of Ronald Reagan asking, shouldn't we all come together to what? Prevent them from attacking us? Showing you that they are already setting the stage for who they know to come as Yahweh Shai. All right? They're getting ready to make war with Yahweh Shai and the angels. They're setting the stage for an alien invasion. Okay? Now, this is the article from the Economic Times, and the headline reads, UFO hovering over U.S. Capitol. Viral snapshot fuels UFO craze at the congressional hearings. It goes on to read, a photo showing 4 mysterious lights hovering above the Statue of Freedom on the U.S. Capitol dome has gone viral, triggering online speculation of a UFO sighting captured by U.S. Air Force veteran and licensed tour guide Dennis Dickens. The image quickly spread across social media, igniting debates about whether these lights were evidence of extraterrestrial activity. The incident has raised questions, especially given that it coincides with recent discussions in the U.S. Congress about UFOs and government transparency. Right. So all of a sudden now these mysterious lights start to show up after they have this hearing in front of Congress stating whether or not UFOs are real. Okay. So the question is, hey, are they good or are they bad? All right. Now we know they're good for those that fear the Lord and bad for those that don't. All right. So he's making his self present. He's making himself known. He's making his presence known. All right. These so-called UFOs, which are chariots, are making themselves more known day by day as we come close, man. And this is what's having these Edomites shaking in their boots, okay? They see the writing on the wall and they can no longer deny it, all right? So now they're preparing for an invasion, which they're going to be justified and bringing forth their, space, that space program that they put just for this occasion. It goes on to read viral UFO sighting and growing speculation. The viral photo shared widely on social media appears to show bright lights hovering in the night sky above the Capitol building. A video taken from a different angle further amplify the discussion. The video shows the lights seemingly materializing in the sky, sparking widespread panic among social media users. This has led many to ask how such bright lights could have appeared without explanation. The timing of the incident, just weeks after a major hearing in the U.S. Congress discussing UFOs, has intensified the speculation about their possible origins. And we already know where their possible origins. We know they come from the fourth dimension, the heavens, man. Those are the chariots of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, you see? And these Edomites, they shaking along with the other nations because they understand exactly what this means for them, all right? Now, we're going to switch over and we're going to get a few precepts, and then we're going to take it from there. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 1. It reads, the burden of Egypt, which the United States of America is known as spiritual Egypt. It says, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, which is what? The chariot, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So these idols, these monuments, these, statues, this capital, this U.S. Capitol, Yahweh's going to visit it. And they're shaking. They don't know what it is. They're trying to write it off as lights appearing in the sky, possible craft from other countries trying to spy. It's Yahweh coming in on that swift cloud, that chariot. It says, and shall come into Egypt. He's starting to visit this place, man. And he's allowing more and more of his chariots to be seen, by the average Joe. Okay? And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Right. We see in that idol, that building, that U.S. Capitol building, man. That's an idol. All right? A lot of bills are passed there, and it's just time, man. It's time to get it moving. So expect moving forward for things to start to move a lot faster, especially here in America, man. Because Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, is getting ready to make his move, man. We getting ready to get the hell up out of here. They're going to implement that chip. The chariots are going to come to deliver those who are found worthy. And for the rest, they're going to get destroyed. All right? And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So we talking about civil unrest. We talking about World War III. We talking about it's all going down, and soon, Lord's willing. All right. So this is a, a beautiful time to be alive, man. Prophetic times are coming. All right. Let's go to Second Esdras, because as Ronald Reagan said, what if a threat approaches us? Should we address it more so? And they're gonna make that decree to, hey, turn and use all their attention to fight against Yahweh Shai and the angels, pursuant to Second Ezra 13 and verse 1. It reads, "And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven." Right, because I believe it's Psalm 68, it says, let me go there. This is Psalms 68. In verse 17, it says, "The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place." So Yahweh is in those chariots, man. Okay? By the way of what? The angels, all right? They're doing his will, okay? And his will is to destroy this place. So going back to 2nd Ezra 13 and picking up at verse 3, it says, "And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong," speaking of Yahweh Shai, "with the thousands of heaven and the chariots. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard the voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire." Right, so it ain't gonna be a pretty sight when Yahweh Shai rolls up, man. When Yahweh Shai rolls up on these other nations, it ain't gonna be a pretty sight to behold. It says, verse 5, "And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea." Right, and that sea is represented by Yahweh Shai coming from the spiritual realm, the fourth dimension, unto the third dimension, okay? Because that sea is represented by that firmament, okay? He's going to transport from the fourth dimension and come into the third dimension, because as of right now, there's a firmament that's blocking, us from going into the heavens. But Yahweh Shai, along with the heaven of hosts, is coming through that firmament, that outside water, that sea. And when he does, it says what? "And after this," verse 5, "I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men." Right. So this is talking about World War III, Armageddon. Okay. They're going to fight they're going to be all fighting each other. But then once Yahweh Shai comes, they're going to turn their attention and face Yahweh Shai. It says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea." Right, so they're going to actually try to, attack Yahweh Shai. But this is all according to prophecy, because this is why Yahweh allowed Esau Edom this technology to raise him up, just like Pharaoh. Okay, that's why America is known as spiritual Egypt. Okay, because the same way he raised up Pharaoh to show his glory, his fame, the same way he rose up Esau Edom, the so-called white man. So he's going to show his fame and glory through him, man. That's why he gave him all this technology. Okay. It says, verse 6, "But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. So when Yahushua comes through the atmosphere, he's coming on a fathership, a great mountain, a great chariot, okay? And he's gonna be riding on top of it. So everyone can see, man. All right. So they setting the stage. All right. They've been preparing for this. And now time is ticking, man. Yahweh is about to start getting things moving. Okay, Lord willing. All right. So this is the time we at, man. A beautiful time to be alive and a part of this transition from one kingdom to the eternal kingdom. Okay, from Esau to Jacob. Second Ezra 6 and 9 reads what? For Esau, the so-called white man, this last heathen to rule before what? The eternal kingdom. For Esau is the end of the world, the end of this rulership. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay? Jacob being what? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? We're going to rule in righteousness under Yahushua. All right? So it says, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's why it is a beautiful thing to be alive, man. To see what? To see the downfall of your enemies. Okay? And we're close to that downfall. This is Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse give me 1 second. Ecclesiasticus 25 and 7. It reads, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Right. And we're in the time that we're getting ready to see Esau Edom be taken out of power in a spectacular fashion by the way of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? He's getting ready to take this Edomite down, man. And it's going to be a beautiful thing to be part of. If it be the Lord's will, we of that number. You see? So this is the time we in, and they know it. Okay? So they've been preparing. They've been preparing for this moment for the longest. We seen in that video, if by the chance it's still up, that the president, have been putting this out and have been propagating this for the longest, man. So now it's here, okay? Because why? Let's go there. Revelation 11. This is why. This is all prophetic, man. For all you naysayers that don't believe the Bible, you seen it. We are lively stones, man. You seeing the words of this Bible come to pass right before your eyes. So Revelation 11, and let's start at verse 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And this is what they seeing right now. Great fear. Okay, because they see us out there on the streets, on the highway and hedges prophesying, and they looking to themselves like these just supposed to be regular, ninjas and spics, man. What are they doing outside, on the highway and hedges prophesying and breaking down the Bible and condemning us and showing their people their transgression? And this is all biblical prophecy. Because it says, and after 3 days and a half, which is what? 350 years. We came over here in 1619, and the word started going out We came over here in 1619, and the word started going out roughly around 1969 by the uh, name of a man by the name of Abba Bibbins. Okay, and now look, they shaking, man. All right, it's here. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High enter into them. That's us getting renewed, because we were once the what? Valley of dry bones, pursuant to Ezekiel 37. But now that life is breathing into our nostrils and we're standing up on our feet. And this is what's causing them great fear, man. All right. And so much they got to, propagate a narrative that these chariots they call UFOs and UAPs are some type of alien invasion. So it says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right. And that's these other nations, man. And they're going to have more to come once Yahweh Shai actually breaks that cloud and comes through that atmosphere. Okay, that sea. It's going to be on and popping, man. So we just got to continue, to keep the faith and endure, man, because we almost up out of here. All right. And it's only going to intensify as we get closer to those birthing pains, man. So lock in, man. That's why, hey, we in the spirit, okay? We're staying in the Holy Spirit if it's the Lord will, staying in that house of mourning. So let's finish up. It ain't gonna be too long. Let's go to 1 Peter 5:8. Wrap it up. It reads 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, okay? Knowing what time you in, measuring the time diligently, okay? It says, why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You already see the narrative, the account they trying to portray the chariots, the light. You already see the light they trying to portray the chariots under, man. Not a positive light. Anything but what they are, you see? They're evil for them because they're coming to destroy them. But they're what? Good for us, all right? That's our salvation, to get the hell up out of here, man. All right, and that's what we're waiting on, okay? It says what? The truth says you can do nothing for the truth, but for the truth, okay? Roughly paraphrasing, but they can't do anything against this truth, man. All right, except for just get ready to go into slavery. All right, that's their judgment. So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. All right. And with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.